Hey guys, welcome to this week's AMA. Hope everyone's doing really well. It's been quite the week in markets. SBF arrested. We had a cool CPI print yesterday. We've got JPOW coming out with the confirmation of the rate hike. So lots and lots of big things, but probably nothing bigger than the main news, which is that BOMB Chain Mainnet is now live. Which we're all really excited about, and really that's going to be the main focus of the AMA today. So we'll kind of demo how some of the aspects of BOMB Chain are looking, and delve into what the future and particularly 2023 looks like. So as ever, please do just pop questions in as we go. We'll cover those off. But yeah, Aaron, I'll maybe just kick it over to you straight away for a bit of an update on BOMB Chain.
Yeah, firstly, I'll say that I'm really impressed with Anchor. They've delivered very quickly. I'm dealing with one of their devs that's overseas, so luckily I don't mind staying up at night. But we've got quite a bit done at weird hours of the night. But yeah, it's things have been progressing amazingly faster than expected, like I said. So mainnet is 100% operational right now. As we've said from the very beginning, BOMB Chain at launch, its main focus is going to be around powering the BOMB app, but it is a full-blown EVM chain. So we can definitely do more with it than just, power the app, but that is what's going to get it, traction out of the gate. And, we can also get traction from the DeFi side. So let me back up a little bit. Basically, we got two use cases for BOMB Chain. We have the app users, which is going to give them a transparent and safe way to stake crypto assets, and that's how we're going to become the largest crypto staking platform globally by 2025. But at the same time, that's going to bring activity onto the chain and liquidity onto the chain and activity, and it's going to get BOMB Chain off to a running start. So we have the app side, and then we have the DeFi side, and we have a lot of really exciting things going on the DeFi side. We're going to have grants soon. For builders to build stuff on BOMB Chain. I've already launched BombSwap. I can BombSwap is the same swap that we've been using for a while, but it's multi-chain, so I've done a lot to it to customize it for BOMB Chain. I guess I could start showing people stuff. Definitely, if you guys have any questions about anything to do with BOMB Chain, how it's going to impact other aspects of the ecosystem, anything whatsoever, and even if it's not about BOMB Chain, just feel free to drop the questions in.
We've already got a lot of greetings from people. So,
hey guys,
nice to have everybody here. Thanks for coming.
Don't be shy. Drop those questions. So, let's take a look at this first. This is our blog explorer, bombscan.com. So this is based on Block Scout. We still have to customize this a little bit further, but it basically serves its purpose very well right now. I've looked at a lot of other similar chains, and they, basically by similar chains, I mean ones that are not, they're not as big as BNB and Ethereum and, those other EVM compatible chains. And they're all using Block Scout just like this. And we have a lot of improvements coming to this as well. Like we're going to have the login section where you can log in and, create API keys and track private notes on different addresses and things of that nature. For any developers out there, like it works great for, verifying contracts happens in like a second after you press submit. Like it's crazy. Everything is really looking great in terms of the mainnet and the Explorer. I'm going to start populating out this apps menu with various different aspects of things that you will need or you don't need, but that you might want to look at in terms of the chain. So I'll get into a few of those items now. Let's handle some of these questions before I go any further, though.
Yeah,
will BombSwap bridge to BSC? So, good question. Firstly, there will 100% be a bridge to BSC. Where that bridge will be located, we will likely build a front end into BombSwap just so that you don't have to go anywhere else to bridge. At the very beginning, we'll just have a link to the bridge that Anchor is building for us. That's basically already ready on testnet and probably ready on mainnet. I think they said, did they say this Friday or next Friday? They said next Friday.
It was going to be the 23rd.
Okay, that was the very latest.
Yeah.
And that kind of answers our next question. So the bridge, yeah. So like I said, the bridge working on testnet works flawlessly. We're just talking about which tokens we're going to use are going to be bridgeable.
Absolutely.
Speaking of tokens,
Like possibly Wednesday next week, but likely Friday. I mean, that whole situation that Anchor had with the private key leaking is delayed. They had to pull some resources to deal with that. So
we're still on track though. But speaking of tokens, Tom at home asking, is BOMB the chain token?
that's the amazing thing. First EVM compatible chain with a Bitcoin peg as the native token. And yeah, the exact same BOMB money that's on BSC is the native token of BOMB Chain. And the only way to get BOMB tokens would be to bridge them over from BSC over to BOMB Chain. So yeah, it's pretty crazy that, our own chain, there's only 1.5 million tokens. Half of them are locked up. And we have a lot of things going on BOMB Chain in the very near future. So, I mean, most of these chains have, pre-sales with hundreds of millions of tokens. We have 1.5 and half of them are locked. So
I was looking back at the chart over the last 90 days, up over 3,000%. So yeah, I mean, the run-up's just been insane, and we know that is, just the beginning, given all of the hype that the launch of the chain and the app's going to create.
Yep. What are we about? We're about a little bit less than 3 times to peg, and plus Bitcoin is obviously compared to historical levels, it's quite low right now. So BOMB's definitely got quite a lot of upside.
Good timing. Actually, the LFG's coming in.
You know what? Actually, it's also worth bringing up again that as soon as BOMB pegs, XBOMB is going to be nutty, right? So and with so few BOMB circulating right now, keep in mind, we've been operating for over a year. We have $200,000 of liquidity in BOMB BTCB that's just sitting there that people just forgot about, or maybe they're checking on it once a month, the odd person. But I'm sure the majority of it's just forgotten about or lost, and it's so a lot of those. So half the BOMB is locked up. The other half, probably a good portion of that is never going to be touched ever again. So we might have a couple 100,000 of liquid BOMB right now. Right. So it's literally peg. It's like once we get to peg, we're probably not financial advice, but with what XBOMB is going to be paying, with how limited supply is, I see it going quite a bit over peg personally.
You just disappointed Max, who thought XBOMB was going to be his little secret to grow his bags. So
yeah, it's going to be insane. XBOMB. It's actually probably going to have a higher APR than the boardroom out of the gate, I'm guessing. Just because there's no BOMB to put in there, right? It's like B shares, there's only one place to put them. It's in the boardroom.
Yeah.
Anyways. So.
Thanks for the questions, guys. Get back to our little demo here.
Yep. So I think I was about to go into BombSwap. Yep. So here is BombSwap. We have a couple different domains for this. I kind of like this one. We might end up sticking with BombSwap.xyz. I'm not 100% sure. But anyways, this is where I'm using this domain just to push my latest copies of BombSwap, just so I can play with things without pushing them live for everybody. But pretty much I test very thoroughly locally anyways before I push them live here. But yeah, so for anyone that's not aware, if you're on any of our, let's just go to the regular one actually. Swap.bomb.app. It's the exact same right now. So yeah, so this is just working just like you guys are used to. Usually come in here on, wait, where's that icon? Okay, so I mean, this is kind of stupid, not that important to show you guys, but as an example, this has, add BOMB to your MetaMask. I didn't yet merge this into the other one. So the bleeding edge BombSwap will be at BombSwap.xyz. This slightly, 1 or 2 commits earlier version will be at our traditional URL. But yeah, so we got BOMB Chain here. We got the testnet here. Probably don't need the testnet unless you're a developer and playing around with stuff. But yeah, you can just use, so if you don't have BOMB Chain on your MetaMask, you could add it just as easily as what I just did, just by selecting it right within BombSwap. Also, chain lists, these guys are pretty quick. you're already here. So if you don't have BOMB Chain, you can just come here and search BOMB, add it to your MetaMask right here. Or even the testnet if you want that. So, and the good thing about this is that a lot of other projects and services pull data from the same place that Chainlist basically uses for their data, and that's where I submitted our chain info. So, yeah, a lot of different services are going to be aware of BOMB Chain now. I forget where, I think it was on my phone. Actually, I was using MetaMask on my phone, I think, and I was switching to BOMB Chain, and I actually saw our logo that I submitted to Chainlist. So it's like that's what that logo was for. Like I had to do all this special stuff for the logo to make it fit their criteria, but I thought it was going to show up right here, but no, it is showing up when you switch networks and stuff like that. So that's how you can add BOMB to MetaMask. So, I mean, essentially, and this is just a temporary icon, by the way, guys. I just took this off the internet. I think it's actually some other BombSwap protocol. I just searched BombSwap and took the first icon I could find just as a placeholder. But yeah, so we have all of these tokens here that actually I just created today for Anchor, because basically they're going to be, the way that the bridge is going to work is you're going to bridge from, another chain onto BOMB Chain, and it's going to mint you tokens. I pre-minted a small amount of tokens just for initial liquidity that will end up burning afterwards. But yeah, these will all be 100% one-to-one backed in the bridge contracts. So, after we do burn these that I created just for the initial liquidity, once these are burned, there will be a minimum of one-to-one backing of all of these tokens. And just for ease of use, we called them just, we didn't call everything, wrapped BUSD, wrapped USDT, but the actual name of the token, if you look at just to be 100% transparent, everything is called like BOMB wrapped BNB, BOMB wrapped BTC. But for the symbols, we stuck with, just for ease of use, and especially with our app where we really want everything to be like very straightforward for new users, we want them to just see Bitcoin as BTC. They might not know what WBTC means or BTCB means, right? So it's, that's why for the symbols, we all stuck with the actual native symbol of the tokens and then just called it BOMB wrapped. It's kind of similar to what Binance did somewhat with all their wrap tokens. But yeah, I'm really excited about BOMB Chain. I've been wanting to build this and get this going ever since, BOMB Money launched, and it's finally reality, and we're doing it, alongside Anchor, which, would have never thought that was even possible back when I first thought of BOMB Chain. So that's really incredible. Actually, speaking of Anchor, a couple other guys want to come on a AMA with us just to do some cross promotion. I don't want to steal Marcus's wind here on his marketing side, but yeah, no, yesterday they basically just said to us, hey, like anything that they could do to help us with marketing, exchange listings, join AMAs. There was all kinds of things that they were, listed off that they can do to help promote BOMB and BOMB Chain. So quite a lot that is going to come of the Anchor.
And their whole team are incredible. I mean, the level of expertise they have and the connections they have across the industry is just amazing. And it will be one of the founders directly supporting us with the preparation for our exchange listings as well. So, it's just going to put us in such an amazing position.
Put simply, the guy that got Anchor listed on numerous exchanges is the guy helping us get listed. So, and he just happens to be best friends with CZ. So,
indeed, Anchor have been a really great partnership.
Definitely. They definitely reach out and they just try to give us everything that they possibly can. So, I didn't ask about marketing. They just said, hey, let's help you guys with marketing, and we're going to do these 10 different things. What do you want? Right. And it's like, wow. Okay. We'll take one of each, please.
Yeah. Man, we have really come far. I can't believe what journey this has been and will be.
Yeah. It's crazy how long we've been in this bear market, and, the fact that we're all still here, it shows, who's going to make it. I watch Crypto Banter quite a bit, YouTube channel. They, live stream a couple times a day. And, he said this a couple of days ago. He said, anyone that survived this long in the winter, it's been over a year. We've gone through several like catastrophic events. And, if you're still around at this point, for one, like anybody that was looking for any reason to sell has already sold. Like what worse could happen? I can't think of any event that's worse than what we've already gone through this winter. So, the sellers have sold, and yeah, I mean, the people that are still here today are the dedicated ones, and we're working as hard as ever, and all the community that's still here joining our AMAs despite what's happened in the markets over the last year. We really appreciate it, and really happy to be on this journey with you guys.
Yeah, I'll say the craziest part of this year was when we were at the live event, and we're like, okay, here we go, we're gonna tell everybody about BOMB money, and then everyone's like, FTX is collapsing and crypto's about to just tank. We're like, oh, well, that's great time. Like literally the day of the event. We're like, well, what can you do? I mean, you just plow on, and here we are, still going, and you can see everything that's launching. 2023 I still am extremely bullish on BOMB money, BOMB chain. So we made it.
And the way I look at things like that, like the FTX collapse, because I mean, let's look at it. At the end of the day, long term, it's not going to make a huge impact on us. In fact, it's probably better that Sam's out of the game now, or 100%. It's better that he's out of the game now. So long term, it's going to be beneficial. But just the timing of the money that we put out to make that event be a huge hit, and the momentum we had going into the event, like just for that to all happen on the day that the event started, it was brutal timing. We probably would have pegged, Bitcoin probably would have hit 30K within a couple of days of the event. Like, what can you do though, right? Like I don't like looking at things that you can't change. So, let's just take it and, make the best of it. And, we're still here. We're not going anywhere. Bitcoin can go to 10K. I'll still be here building, working 3 days straight. Don't really care. So we've been through this winter this long. Let's stick through it and, get the rewards for our patience.
Well, totally. I mean, yeah, and I think people are starting to recognise that the teams that have actually been around, sticking out, and building during this period are the ones that are going to do well in the next bull run. So it's been great. Just having people in general recognising that, but as well, particularly some of the larger potential investors that we're speaking to at the moment as well.
Actually, one thing I didn't show yet is Anchor's got a really nice section on their on their website about us. So anybody that wants to find this, the easiest way right now is just go to bombchain.com. I just set up a simple forwarder for now. We will have actual content at bombchain.com in the near future, but right now it just redirects you to chainscanner.xyz, which is like Anchor's site for their chains that they've set up. So explore more about BOMB money. So we got this really cool page here that shows you, a bunch of stats, a bunch of info about BOMB chain, all set up really nicely. Marcus supplied some great text and images here. So great job there. And here's all our validators. We're going to likely have a lot of this stuff on our own front end in the future. But for now, everything's working. Everything is available here. Most people would never need to touch this unless you want to set up a validator, or if you want to stake to a validator. But again, we'll have other front ends for that. We'll probably end up building a lot of the functionality into this website, the BombSwap, and also the Explorer. Ideally, I'd like to have the validators here, which I know other chains have done that, so I'm sure we can do it. It's a matter of how much effort it is and how big of a priority it is to see when we'll get that done. But let's talk about BombSwap for a bit. BombSwap is going to be a full featured DEX. It's going to have, a BombSwap token that's going to incentivize liquidity. It's going to have, you're going to be able to stake your BombSwap tokens. It's our own DEX. It's not just a front end that we've put on a pancake swap. It's all of our own contracts. It works quite well. It's actually the first project I ever forked was SushiSwap. It wasn't easy at first, but now I got the hang of it. So it was nice going back to that. But so basically once you're on BOMB chain, there will be a bunch of additional menu items that will give you access to some of that additional functionality. So that's all working right now in my test environment, but it's not quite ready to get pushed live. And plus, until people can bridge to BOMB chain, there's not much that people are going to be able to do. I do want to think of as many ways as possible to kind of give benefits to the people that have locked BOMB and that continue to lock BOMB. So we've already said, half of the BombSwap tokens that we did in the initial mint, which was only 10,000, half of those will be distributed evenly based on how much BOMB has been locked to each of the people. And yeah, I mean, any other way, like anything that we're going to launch to kind of just have a base ecosystem built out on BOMB Chain, likely that initial mint will get distributed to the BOMB Chain lockers, or at least a portion of it. Right. So it's any way that we can kind of give to these people, because everyone that's locked BOMB there has basically said, hey, I'm tying up my BOMB for 90 days, getting a big bonus on it, but they've still committed to, locking up their BOMB for 90 days to get on BOMB Chain. They showed, faith in what we're doing. So, we want to, basically give back as much as we can there. So as much as the 2.5, 3x, 1.5x is probably enough on its own,
And just to reiterate, that still applies to any future lock. So that bonus is available till January 9th. And I think we're over 70% so over 700,000 locked now, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, any bond that gets locked now will also be applicable for the airdrop.
Yep. Aaron the Fork Master. I love forking, sir. Love forking.
Yeah, look at that. 707,000 BOMB locked. That's incredible.
So one thing about this though is that we did have someone do an early withdrawal, and that actually does not reduce these numbers. So so the protocol just earned a free 10,000 BOMB there, which is fueling our LP bonding. So that was nice. But yeah, so we actually have like 20,000 less than this locked, somewhat just because we had somebody early withdraw 20,000. But yeah, we're still going to keep the total at like just 1 million locked. Anybody that early withdraws, it's not going to make that become available again. So, anybody have any questions about bonding? I mean, I think we've covered that a few times now.
Yeah. I think we've covered it a few times, and people seem to be enjoying it. But yeah, just encourage anyone that's not had a chance to look at it yet to check out. There are some awesome discounts. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the way that this could be improved though is like zapping. Like if you could just like take like BNB or BOMB or whatever and just zap right into a bond, like I think that'd be beneficial. Because like right now you've kind of got to, if you're not experienced, you basically don't know what to do, right? Like you got to sell half your asset, you got to make the pair, you got to deposit it. So it's we got to just really aim on having everything be as simple as possible. I mean, definitely on the app side, but it's on the DeFi side as well.
Yeah, no, 100%. But yeah, I think that was a good reminder on the BOMB locking. So yeah, as Marcus said, still got until the 9th if you want to not just 1.5x any newly deposited BOMB, but also be guaranteed BombSwap tokens as part of your drop as well.
And keep in mind, we only initially minted 10,000, and the emissions are only 100,000 per year. So
yeah,
it's a low supply token in terms of reward tokens. So it's getting half of that initial mint is going to be pretty huge.
Yeah. Max is asking if bonding will be expanding. Sorry, Rob, you want to finish it?
No, sorry. I was just going to have one small point. I mean, we were talking about this earlier and just agreeing that, everyone's kind of a bit, everyone's sort of seen the downside of, massively inflationary tokens. So I think the fact that, the rate of inflation on the BombSwap token will be so low versus other reward tokens is awesome. And very much in keeping with, our theme around sustainability.
We've got...
So yeah, let's get this question taken care of. So will bonding be expanded to BitBomb once the protocol is healthier? So there's a couple ways to answer that question. The quick answer is that essentially we already have, bit shares to incentivize that liquidity. Bonding does seem to be a better practice than, offering up reward tokens just to rent liquidity. So, I have been thinking of different ways to potentially like even convert, or at least try converting future seniorage protocols into a bonding type system as opposed to a farming type system, where the share token is the reward token that you get for bonding. and you're basically selling the protocol your liquidity in return for that share token. Maybe it could be a combination of that with the typical mining that we have right now. But to answer your question, I don't see why not. Although the bit share is the obvious token to use as a reward token, and we don't really have. I mean, the protocol does get some, but we don't really have a ton of those to use for bonding rewards. So it's something that I guess we would have probably had to have done in advance, just to allocate a separate portion of those share tokens for bonding. Yeah, I mean, once it's healthier, well above peg, we could definitely offer the peg token as a reward token. But yeah, no, I want to start involving bonding in a lot more of what we're doing. Really like
questions, it. Got another one here. Are you worried about keeping liquidity on both BSC and BOMB Chain? Any anticipated issues with that as we launch? It seems like the lock will be moving much of the liquidity from BSC to BOMB Chain.
So the liquidity has not changed much, surprisingly. Actually, not that surprising to me. I knew that most of that liquidity was just stuck there because when BOMB was at 1 cent, you figure that people probably would have, they got out if they were paying any attention to it prior to it being at 1 cent. But anyways, yeah, no, I don't think liquidity, like in terms of liquidity, you mean like liquidity like pairs that people are able to do swaps, or you just mean like assets on the chain, or what exactly do you mean there? If you could let me know, that would be a little bit helpful. But in short, I'm not worried about it, just because it's not very much money to just, we have what, $200,000 or $400,000 in the BOMB BTCB or pool. It's like that's nothing to get going on BOMB Chain. And keep in mind that it's basically, I'm not worried about it. We're going to be incentivizing liquidity on BOMB Chain. We're going to be giving up, all kinds of different promotions, and we're going to get new, all kinds of teams building on BOMB Chain. So, and also liquidity is not super important there either at first, right? Like, I mean, I'd love for the DeFi side of it to take off right away. Like, nothing I'd love more than that, but that's not our focus, right? Like, we know for a fact we can get BOMB Chain traction through the app. To do it through the DeFi side, we got a lot of competition. So that is not nearly as surefire as going the app route. So that's why we're going to focus on getting a really polished, high quality app out there that's going to use BOMB Chain as the engine that powers it, essentially. So that's going to drive the activity. And again, like, we don't need big liquidity on BOMB Chain until the DeFi side really picks up. And at that point, I don't think it will be an issue.
Mr. Wooder asks, any ideas for BOMB USDT? It decreased a lot.
I think you mean BUSM there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, we've kind of come out and said that it's not a top priority. It's not something definitely not something that we're abandoning, but it's not at the top of our priority list. We got a lot going on right now. But when we do have updates about that, I'll definitely be sure to share those with the community.
Lefty's asking, once app and chain comes in, we'll be moving towards peg. What's the most optimal way to take profits, keeping the protocol healthy?
See, these are the kind of questions that in the future, I hope that we don't have to even answer, because, like, the reason that I fell in love with Tomb is because I could put my T-share in and I could get my Tomb and I could sell it, right? Like, you didn't have to worry about keeping it healthy, right? That's the environment that I want for everybody, right? I want enough action on the protocols that if you want to sell your rewards from the boardroom, you can, and we're not going to tell you not to, and we're not going to be upset if you don't, or if you do sell them, right? It's something where, like, if we all act as a community towards protocol health, but at the same time we have a lot of different things bringing in external revenue, and we have all the app users, and we have all these other things going on, it's basically, it's just shaping up to be in a healthy position where, unless you're a massive whale, you probably don't have to worry about that too much. And a massive whale should know that they don't want to hurt their own bags by daggering the charts, although you'd be surprised how some of them trade. But yeah.
Your answer was bullish.
They don't call me bullish, Aaron, for nothing, or maybe that's just what I call myself.
Yeah, the US fields abandoned. Yeah, like Aaron said, we've got a ton of priorities on launching the app, and then we're really going to focus on getting all the protocols healthy, and then we can obviously have a lot easier time with BUSM because it won't take much to do something there.
Yeah, and sorry, just one thing to add on that. I mean, back in July, when we published our strategy and our longer term roadmap, we did go through a really comprehensive prioritization exercise and confirmed on the back of that BUSM, while it will definitely get love in the future, just isn't a near term priority. But yeah, obviously there's potential there, but we have to prioritize the highest value activities. So the mobile app and the chain, of course, are top of the list, given that it brings health to the overall ecosystem.
Bullish Aaron, let's get it trending. Let's go.
Bullish Aaron vs Rego Rob, I think was what you said in one of our chats last night.
Yeah. No, but
yeah.
I even went one step further because all you guys are being Regos. So I was like, Bullish Aaron versus Rego BOMB.
Yeah. I said we're gonna
fighting against here. I just want to be bullish.
We're gonna divert marketing dollars and get this hashtag trending on Twitter. I think it's worth it. But yeah, it is. It's a funny seeing. Oh, my dog's going crazy. It's funny seeing Aaron in chats just bullish, and then But it's an awesome having Rob there, being like, well, we have to make sure we're everything's by book, regulations, all our reporting's on. So it's just awesome seeing both of them working their magic.
Yeah. And we usually come to
a healthy tension on various things. Yeah, totally. But
I think
absolutely.
we always come out with something that's like I'm happy with in terms of how bullish it sounds, and you're happy with it protecting us. So, and I mean, like obviously it's important that we're protected, and I'm sure the whole community appreciates all that. It just some internal small fights, but
yeah, I'm actually very excited for the community to see what Rob's been working endlessly on and the reporting aspect. So we've got our and I think that is, and I've mentioned this before, but it's definitely what's going to separate us and attract investors is the fact that we're going to have publicly visible everything, all the assets that are on chain, all the assets that we have working for us, all the assets that we owe, and everything's going to be, publicly visible on chain. And there are very few protocols, I don't even know any, including centralized exchanges, that offer that type of visibility in your assets.
Yeah, I'm very excited about that dashboard.
Well, because we want really in-depth analytics for our own internal use, but then we're going to turn around and take that and not give all of it, but the vast majority of it, or anything that users would find helpful or reassuring. That's the stuff that we'll share with the community and end users on the websites.
Tom asking, will all BOMB protocols switch over to BOMB Chain?
I had a question first. Why is Tom at home?
Reverse AMA.
So BOMB protocols will not be switching over. They'll all stay on their current chain. We will probably launch a seniority protocol on BOMB Chain in the future, not the near future. Especially once we have some projects that have built on BOMB Chain and we have some tokens that only live on BOMB Chain or that are native to BOMB Chain. Those would be great ones to peg to. Or maybe we'll do some fun ones there, like the meme pegs or anything along those lines. So, but yeah, so nothing is going to move there specifically, but we will launch stuff like, at record pace on BOMB Chain. All right. So anything else I should demo? I don't know if I have too much more. I think I did. I showed the bridge in action last week, didn't I? I think it's going to look exactly like that, but for mainnet. So,
and coming soon.
Well, hopefully if there's some more questions. I'm loving these questions today. So I love them every day. But if you guys got any more questions, feel free to shoot them over, or anything else that you want us to demo or explain, or happy to answer any questions. Is there anything else we wanted to go over while we wait? I think that was about
I think
it.
those were the main things. It's perhaps worth just talking a little bit about, and I know we've talked about a number of occasions, but just a reminder of how does the chain, how does the app help, the overall health of the ecosystem?
Yeah. So, I mean, from a very high level, essentially, like all that we need for the protocols, I'll answer that question in a sec, Lefty. So all of the protocols, all that they need to be healthy is simply inflows, right? They get some funds in, and all of a sudden they're at peg. People have confidence again, and things are flying. So again, from high level, what our app does is it's going to provide the safest, most transparent way to stake crypto assets, or even just to get involved in crypto if you're a first-time crypto user. So based on that, we're going to, we anticipate having large inflows on all the different cryptos that we support staking on. So basically, it's going to be beneficial to BOMB Chain, just people being able to on-ramp and just basically just interact and do different things with crypto right on BOMB Chain. But in terms of the app, it's going to get people that are buying crypto, on-ramping crypto from other chains, staking it, and that lets us put that crypto, once they stake it for 30, what is it, 1, 3, 6, or 3, 6, 9, or 12
3,
months.
6, 9, 12 months, yeah.
Yeah, once they stake it for one of those durations, then we're then free to use those funds to basically generate a yield off of them. And we've put some numbers together, and even the worst case scenarios are looking quite healthy for the revenue that we can generate, and not to mention all those inflows to all the different peg tokens, which obviously is the only thing that's needed to make everything fly.
Yeah, for sure. No, I think that's a great overview.
Did I miss anything?
No, I think that's a good summary. Someone's actually popped in a comment that kind of was the only point I was going to highlight around P-Hub. Maybe bring that up, Marcus. Yeah, I mean, I think it's great that you're recognizing that P-Hub has a lot of potential. Obviously, it's
because I mean,
very low price at the moment.
Some people probably look over at the vaults page and see that the APY is like really low. Like this is really irrelevant, right? Like the APY, it's right now the buybacks aren't the biggest right now, so that's why the APY is. Actually, I'll demo a bond claim for you guys. How about that?
Yeah,
just finishing off on that P-Hub thought though. Yeah, I mean, just a reminder that P-Hub benefits from automated buybacks from all of our protocols, right? So when it's the case that we have higher share token prices, then that therefore increases the value of the P-Hub buybacks, and that just means that there's constant buy pressure on the token. And it'll be the case that as the ecosystem expands further as well, P-Hub will benefit from increased revenue streams too. So one not to be slept on if you're bullish on the overall ecosystem.
Yeah, and just to go back to that, like looking at the current APY, it could be discouraging, but that's really irrelevant right now. Like Rob said, like once a couple protocols are healthy, the buybacks are going to just blow people's minds how big they're going to be. Not only the share tokens that were allocated for the, for me previously. So basically I haven't been making any money forever, guys. But anyways, but yeah, all those share tokens are, auto buyback. So once those share tokens are in the, hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands, it's going to be absolutely bonkers. Plus 5% of all peg tokens. If we're healthy enough above peg, they'll all be sold for buybacks. It'll be done strategically so as to not hurt the health of the protocols or tokens. But with what we're anticipating happening, bull market or not, I foresee a lot of peg tokens also being part of the buyback. So, I mean, we bought back 280 P-Hub in the first month or two, and that was with CZ shares. I forget what they were at, but they weren't more than a couple $100. So that we bought back like 3% of the supply almost in like a month or month and a half. So just imagine once you got a couple protocols that have, $5,000 shares or $10,000 shares, it's like P-Hub 10,000 will be, you'll wish you bought it at $10,000 a piece at that point, right? So
NFA.
not financial advice, if that was a little too far.
Lefty asking, has it been looked into BOMB team joining larger crypto Twitter spaces, degen spaces that already are into forks?
You know, that's one thing that I think I might need to do more often. I just already am doing so much right now. But yeah, like it's funny that you say that, because I saw somebody post something about it, you know, NFT creators. It's like, if you're not jumping in every Twitter space you possibly can, you're doing it wrong. Like, you know, and I feel like it's the same thing with me, right? Like, I should probably be jumping in every space, and I should be talking about what we're doing. Just there's only so many hours in the day, and I'm the main smart contract developer. I'm, you know, growing the business. You know, obviously I got a lot of help from my great teammates here, but yeah, there's just a lot of things that, you know, obviously I'm delegating, and I'm getting better and better at delegating, but just a lot on my plate right now. So, but
yeah, it's great point though, Lefty, and we will be incorporating that into our 2023 strategy big time, especially once we have our app launched. You know, we've got a lot of plans to showcase both that and BOMB Chain. So it's going to be somewhat separate audiences, but yeah, the Twitter space is definitely a great place to showcase BOMB Chain.
Thanks for the great questions today, guys. By the way, excellent questions.
Yeah, no, they've been really great. And just a reminder, we've got our Twitter Spaces on Friday as well, which you know, we always enjoy, have a good crowd along. People do tend to be a little shyer on them, just with I guess you've got to pop up and actually speak instead of just type in. But you know, we'd love to get them more interactive. So you know, if you can, please do come along on Fridays, and yeah, if you're able to come on up and even just say hi, we always love to hear from you guys.
I think I might have mentioned this in the past, but maybe we should with the Twitter spaces, just try to form things as questions, right? Like, just try to, like, you know, have our points be something where we're kind of looking for feedback. Although, I mean, we don't really get many people that want to speak, so that format might not work too well until we have a larger audience.
I think
you know, I think it's the audience size, right? Like, if you look at your typical Twitter space with, like, I don't know, 500 guys, you might only have 5 or 10 that even want to speak, right?
Yeah.
And
so
from looking at the numbers, I'd say about 90% of, well, maybe even more, I mean, 95% of our viewers listen back afterwards, right? So we've got usually about 10 people there live, and then over 100 to sometimes 200-300 are actually looking at it afterwards. So they're just, I think for now, people are there to get information, but we do want them more interactive. And part of that, just it also applies to this AMA. We were just talking about, you know, instead of offering the same audience all the time, because we know we have global people around the world in Asia and Europe, we're thinking of alternating times that we're actually going to have both AMAs and the Twitter Spaces. So you'll notice probably next week we're going to go about 5-6 hours later, and then following week 5-6 hours earlier, which will also help Rob not being being in his UTC time there. But yeah, and we've also I know some people from the community are sleeping right now when we've heard that, so we want to give people the opportunity to be live with us. Rob, 2-woman family here. Wife told me not to say it, but the wine is talking. My wife and I have decided we can listen to your accent all day.
I love it. Thanks for that. It was funny, actually. I jumped on a call with a lawyer last week, and she was from Quebec, and immediately she was like, "Oh my God, your accent. I would love to be able to do that accent." And she was telling me about how when she was, I think it was learning English, she used to really pride herself on trying to, replicate accents. And she was like, "Yours is so unique. It would take forever to try and nail it." So yeah, my accent is weird, but I'm glad I'm glad it's pleasing for you and your wife, Lefty.
Yeah, it's funny. I'll have meetings with Rob, and my wife says the same thing. She'll be like, "Oh, I love that Scottish accent there." I'm like, yeah, everybody does. Everybody does.
We've got some good voices in the team. I mean, nothing tops the voiceover video, Marcus, that you did. I think it was for the Polypegs launch. I mean, yeah, that was great. Even though you had COVID, I was like, You
That's
should be
probably-
charging
that's probably what
thousands
helped,
for the
right?
creation of
It
these.
added the raspiness to the voice, which probably helped for the video.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have that cool voice like you guys, but I just got the bullish voice. So I'm the hype man.
Totally.
There was something I was gonna say. It'll come to me. Oh, actually, no. What I was gonna say is that I had a lot of fun doing that that AMA with you, Marcus. That one that we did at night that one day. So I mean, we could always, in addition to what you were saying about, kind of doing them at different times, just doing random AMAs when we have something to talk about, or when the community, has concerns or whatever. Like, I have no problem with that.
Yep, for sure. But yeah, and just giving the community, different members of the community, opportunity to come and ask questions live, because I know it must be frustrating if you're always, nobody's going to want to get up at 3 a.m. to hear us talk, although I would, but not everybody will do that. So yeah, just keep an eye out. We'll let everybody know a week in advance. We'll do the schedule, and then you can start planning out when to join us.
Definitely.
Cool.
All right. So who's excited about BOMB Chain? Let's hear it in the chat. Gotta log into my YouTube channel so I can put me.
I think everyone's just excited. But yeah, I was going to say, Marcus, is there anything else on the marketing side that you want to update on? As ever, there's no shortage of stuff that's going on.
Yeah. So, oh man, it's lunchtime. My dogs are getting very peckish, but yeah, there's we've just always got so much going on marketing. The big thing is going to be, and what we're planning now is for app launch. So we really want to have a solid plan for January, February, March, and those 3 months after the app launch are going to be vital to success of pretty much everything. And I like the offering that we have is going to be very easy to market. So it's just executing on it, which we've got a really big strategy session coming up to nail that down. And so you're going to see, I'm not going to reveal too much on the actual planning of it, but 2023, we've got we're going to be everywhere basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
As soon as it's locked in contract, we will be able to talk about it, but we'll be everywhere.
Yeah, there's some big things coming, and I think all of that, along with the app's referral scheme, just means that everyone's going to be talking about BOMB money. I have been told, sorry, I've just realised, I always say referral scheme, which I think is a British thing, but Marcus was educating me that scheme has negative connotations.
Yeah, like
for Canadian.
I think North American.
I'm gonna scheme this guy. Yeah, no, I was always.
It does
kind of saying that. But.
Yeah, totally. But no, the referral program is going to be huge.
That's better,
yeah, there we go. Yeah,
this is the way.
Yeah, well, totally. And again, clearly not financial advice, right? But BitBTC is hovering at what, about 7 cents or so. Sorry, I'm laughing at your dogs, Marcus.
I know. I gotta mute them.
But 7 cents. So, obviously way away from peg. But the big thing to remember is that the inflows to the app, where individuals will be staking BTC, the funds will be deployed in the farms. It only takes, I've not got my modeling in front of me, but I think it's less than 100,000 now in straight BTC buys to get up to peg. Obviously then, for farming, you need more because of the price impact, etc. But yeah, I mean, BitBTC, BitShare just have insane upside potential.
Yeah, like really any of the peg tokens that have taken a beating, just to buy them and just to sit on them, and even just to zap into the farms later. Like, it's when the peg tokens are as low as they are right now, and you have a 20x upside to peg, basically you can just buy the token now, ride it to peg or close to peg or above peg, and then zap it into a farm, and all of a sudden you got this position that's worth 20x what you paid initially, right? So
yeah, 100%. I know quite a few people are accumulating, but yeah, I think people are perhaps sleeping on it just given the app launch is coming so soon.
Yep, I'm just fighting myself every day because I just want to be launching stuff in BOMB Chain, but I got to be working on my smart contracts for the app. So I got these internal fights going on every day.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean, the app itself is in great shape, but yeah, finalizing the smart contracts, finalizing the reporting are the big priorities. So it's going to be an action-packed few weeks.
Definitely. Can't wait to grow the team out a bit more so we can be working on many more things at once and getting them done quicker.
100%. Yeah. Cool. All right. Have we got any other comments we need to build?
When Bulldog lunch?
Soon. Yeah. This is why you get a bulldog, though. They do not want to go for a walk. She just wants to eat.
You're the one that wants to go for the walk. That's funny.
Cool.
Yeah,
all right. Well,
very exciting.
Yeah.
Guys.
Sorry, Marcus. You can add something.
No, I was just gonna say this is very exciting, and just really love the positivity from the community, and you can see all the work that's being put into it. I mean, as like Aaron just got. Actually, one thing I do want to kind of reiterate is, it seems like I don't want people to think Jan 9 comes and we launch the app and that's it. You can see Aaron's got and the whole team. We've got a plethora of items that we've got to get through. And it's just a matter of prioritizing them. And right now it's the app. And then we've got about, I think almost 15 things we've got on BOMB Chain planned throughout 2023. Some of them focusing on revenue generation, some of them just on, getting people building on there. So just 2023 is going to be such an amazing year for Ball Money. And I'm very excited for it, as is Zoe here.
I think one of the big catalysts is going to be when we can, have a BOMB headquarters and, actually have coders that I can work alongside. And I think I'll be a lot more comfortable having other guys do smart contract work on some of our critical stuff once I have those people and I can, work with them in person. It's really hard to trust somebody that, is across the other side of the world that I don't know with, our users' funds in building smart contracts. So that's, it's something that I'm not really comfortable outsourcing right now for the safety of everybody. So the one thing I'm not delegating really. So so I'm going to have to stick with that until I find adequate developers to assist me with that and hopefully take over the majority of it. I want to be the direction and idea guy more so than the programmer. But I'll do what I need to do to make sure that everybody wins.
Hey, we're eating soon. How have Snowpeg and Polypeg been doing? Moving parts that I assume will flow in eventually.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're chugging along. I mean, they're below peg. Definitely, some of the tokens that we have on those protocols are going to be very desirable for staking. So I see, once we get past that initial launch where we have just the Bitcoin option, I see a lot of funds flowing into all of those tokens, really.
Yeah, and I've actually I'm in both Snowpegs and Polypegs. I mean, not much. There's not much TVL there, but there's still. I think the share farm on Polypegs is over 1% a day still. So I mean, there's still opportunities there.
Oh yeah. Yep, I wouldn't be surprised if that's grown 30 or 40 or 50% already from launch day.
Yeah, well, that's it. I mean, all of the protocols, are going to do well once we start expanding the staking offering. We'll use Bitcoin as the initial sort of test bed, make sure everything's working, as we expect, which, we're confident it will, and then we'll rapidly expand. So, yeah, and then I think Lefty had add an extra comment on when the Fed pivots. I mean, when JPOW turns the money printers back on and, and we've got low interest rates and cheap capital, no doubt the farms are going to be absolutely pumping. But, we're with everything that we've got going ahead of them, then, I think we don't necessarily need that to happen. But yeah, that'll be an exciting time.
I'll give my prediction. My prediction is that last time Powell spoke, he was hinting that you don't necessarily see the results of all of this, rate hikes and everything instantly. So I think he was kind of hinting that, the results are a little bit lagged and delayed. So which makes me think that they could feel that they've maybe have already done enough or close to enough, more so than people think. Right. So
yeah, I think I think there's a high probability of 50 bips today, and the market will probably interpret that as pretty bullish. And then I think the next rate hikes, February. So if that's 25 or nothing, then that would be quite possibly interpreted as a very bullish sign.
Yeah, as long as Binance doesn't collapse by then, we're in good shape.
Yeah, 100%.
BOMB new Binance.
Yeah, exactly. Aaron will be the new CZ of the crypto world.
I have to come with a cool name like that, though.
Already got it. Just typed it in chat. Pet shilling channel. All right, we'll get BOMB pets going.
Oh, speaking of BOMB pets, Bomber and Pegger. Bomber's probably due for some kittens in the next week or so.
Oh, awesome!
Some Bengal kittens going to be popping out.
Wow,
that's come around quick.
Family's growing.
I'm excited to see them.
She's gotten big. Bomber's going to be laying some bombs. Actually, that's not really how it works with cats, but we'll go with it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I think Michelle there saying there's nothing else to collapse. That sounded very definitive. So
the bottom is in. Michelle's called it.
Yep. I agree.
Yeah.
All right.
I think that's probably us. Unless anyone's got any final burning questions. But yeah, it's been we always love these, but lots and lots of great questions and comments today. So a big thank you to you guys. And go for it.
Sorry, I have a really bad habit of cutting people off. Sorry about that. But I just realized we can always invite anybody, like anybody that's in chat that ever wants to come up and talk to us. We can just like right in the system that we're in right now, we can just generate an invite link and they can be on here with us in 10 seconds, right?
It can be audio only too if you just want to come and chat. But
you don't have to put video.
Great point.
Yeah. Oh, did they already say that? Or is that just a guess? No, it's at 2 o'clock, right? That it's
GPO's come out yet. But I think the market's
very likely.
The probability very high. Well,
not that I've been following it or anything, just because I'm too busy building stuff. But Rob says it's 50. It's 50.
All right.
Well, go build, sir. Yeah. All right. Cool. But yeah, we'll wrap up there. Thank you guys again. Do keep on spreading the word about BOMB. It's probably worth just mentioning actually within the team we had an awesome full team meeting earlier this week just to really prep for the launch, and all of us are just putting an enhanced focus on making sure we're doing our bit to spread the word about what's going on with BOMB. And obviously there are big things and little things. I mean, some of the little things, I maybe subtly shill from time to time when I'm watching a YouTube video about crypto, just popping something in the comments about, what's going on with BOMB, why we're excited about it. So, and likewise on Twitter. So, if any of you guys are comfortable doing that, then we always welcome our community, helping out with spreading the word.
Yep, 100%. I'm going to actually be creating a small infographic just summarizing, the main channels that where you can shill BOMB and, like a Twitter handles and some common things that you could just post about BOMB. So it's going to be really easy to follow and take you 2-3 minutes a day. And we'd really appreciate if anybody can do that. Or just like Rob said, if you're just watching, even just throwing the name BOMB out there really helps. But any help spreading the word is always great ahead of the BOMB launch.
Yeah, totally. And if you really want, you could get some BOMB merch. This hoodie finally arrived after a bit of a long wait, but just because of where I had to get to. Yeah, we're matching all of it. But yeah, get some sick merch. Cool. Alrighty. But yeah, I think we can probably wrap up there. But thanks again, guys. Hopefully we'll see you at Twitter Spaces on Friday, and we'll speak to you all soon.
See you guys.
Take care, everyone.